My name is Jack Duggal, and I am the founder and managing principal of Projectize Group based in the US, but we work with organizations all around the world, right from organizations in Silicon Valley to government organizations like NASA and so on. And I'm particularly excited to be here at this PMO Conference 2018 because I'm launching my book, The DNA of Strategy Execution, Next Generation Project Management and PMO. So this is my UK launch, and it's really exciting to be here. It is based on the future of the next generation PMO in a dance world. So what we really need to understand what is the dance world. Dance is like the next generation of VUCA, which is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And dance is kind of, it adds a couple more things to it. So the dynamic, ambiguous, nonlinear, complex, and emergent nature of our world we live in today, organizations and life, everything else around us is changing. So PMOs have to be really recognize the dance. Yeah, the main takeaways from my keynote are that we really have to recognize the dance, that we kind of still use a lot of the old school mechanical mindset for the 19th and 20th century, and in today's world we need to change our thinking because we just don't live in a simple or complicated world anymore, but it's a very complex world we live in, which is hyper connected to the due to the complexity of a multiplicity of people and stakeholders, information and connections that really adds the complexity. So in the old days we could take a component and understand it perfectly. But in today's world, just that we understand a small component doesn't mean we have a perfect understanding of the whole complex adaptive system. So we need to think differently, and that's what my talk was about. Oh, my session was received very well, awesome. I got a lot of people right after inviting me to come to the organizations and come to Scotland and do a PMO flash mob and all of that. So, and as you saw, the crowd was really energized and very, very interactive. And so I really had a lot of fun doing this. Yeah, so I had some key points in the PMO of really how the PMO needs to address the pain and not just provide vitamins that we typically do, and really understand who the customer of the PMO is and how to solve the pain and have a direct line of sight to the customer. Also, one of my recommendations was that don't even call it a PMO anymore, call it a Department of Simplicity. Because we are guilty of making things more complicated than they need to be. As one of the CEOs told me, our enemy is not the competition, it's the unnecessary complexity in our processes. So my recommendation in my talk was how to build a Department of Simplicity, which is the next generation of PMO. And the other challenge is also how do we kind of achieve the balance? And we want, it's kind of paradoxical, but we want the rigor and the discipline, but without the rigidity. So I think this is important for PMOs because if we don't really get this, PMOs could be irrelevant because we're still thinking in the 19th and 20th century, and we're not ready for the dance and the disruption which is all around us right now.